destruction mission.
What's up, everyone? We're back with week 2 of the Crosshair Invitational League, this time matching up against the Majestic Marauders for our second series of the season. We're starting off on UCC, seeing this map again. The bans are similar, but a little different this time. Dom Trooper was banned once again, although not by the enemies this time. We decided to go for that ban, and they went ahead and banned out the Sosby. So both teams shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, I'd say, with the bans. We banned Dom Trooper, even though we have a strong Dom Trooper, and they banned Sosby, even though I do believe one of their players often plays Sosby as well. Our choice in that matter was that, you know, their team captain, Dominus, as you can probably guess by the name, he's a Dom Trooper player, and he's pretty good at that. And while we also have a strong Dom Trooper player, we decided to kind of, you know, match it out without that and see how it goes. And then the Sosby choice, not really sure what their insight was on that, but Sosby is, of course, very strong with this kind of team play, so maybe they felt it would benefit us more than them, so they decided to ban that out. But yeah, starting off pretty strong from them. They do get this quick first plant. We are able to disarm, though, before it crosses that 25% threshold, meaning that it does not count for any actual points. But yeah, they got that waypoint from us very quickly. That was a little bit rough. I believe this team did lose their week 1 match, but they were also matched up against one of the teams that is a strong contender for best in the league. So just because they lost that one does not mean that they're going to be pushovers by any stretch of the imagination. They're gearing up here for their second push. Both teams got that Susan, which can put out a lot of damage when people are grouped up, potentially, especially if he gets that piercing Tri-Punisher shot, which is also better when there's not a Sosby around, because that, while it does pierce through people, it does not pierce through shields, so Sosby sitting up front can block that. I've got here their second plant, where we're definitely winning this fight. We got a lot of kills when they're grouped up around it, but Susan is around, you know, delay a little bit more, and you can see it's about to tick over into that 25%, and there it is. They did get some time off of this, even though we are going to be able to get the disarm right here. So 34%, 35% does not seem like a lot, but it is hard to get bomb plants on this first UCC point, and that just that little bit of percentage there might be enough to still get them to win, even if they are not able to push better after that. They still got a good amount of time, 2 minutes still left on the clock. They can definitely get better than that. So far, though, they continue to push this A-point plant, not going for B point yet. They were rocking the sniper at the start. That was how they got their first pick on the waypoints, but it looks like they have dropped that now, I believe, for the Gundam. Going for a little bit of a flank here, get a lot of damage on the Susanoo, but now I'm in a bit of an awkward spot as some of their team comes through the main doors. But it looks like the rest of my team is going to be able to clean that up pretty nicely, so my death there, not in vain. And now another 30 seconds has passed. We'll see how they gear up for their next offense. Now, some of the G maneuvers have come out. Some of the faster charging ones we used are Ashimar, our Z2R, and our Heavy Arms ults. Don't know what they've really used on their team so far. I think they still have a lot of them available to them. I've got my Hades, though, and our Susanoo ult will be coming up soon, along with our Super Napalm. There's something activated there. Actually in a good spot to see what that junior was. A second one comes out that sounded like an Ashimar punch to me. Don't know if it connected with anyone. Gundam gets a nice stun on me here. Thankfully, though, I do have backup, and I'm able to stay alive. Just gotta heal up a little bit here. Here comes the Hyperion G maneuver, picks up a couple of our people. I back out of the way, and I have to reload, so I decide to use Hades just to get that faster reload as the rest of the team is pushing in. Take out that Marsa really fast before he can get up any sort of hook, or his G maneuver if we still have it available. Ignore the Power Rider for a second, because I saw someone was going for the plant, and then I turned back around and finish him off. So good Hades there. Cleaned up a lot of them. I was a little bit worried I might have been wasting it since I initially used it on that low health Hyperion, but I had a feeling they were pushing in hard behind me after the Hyperion ult scooped up 2 of our teammates. And it did end up working out well, and now 15 seconds left. I think they still have a Hades of their own, and a Marasite G maneuver right there. I had a feeling that was coming, but I felt that as far back as I was, I might still be safe. But I do die. Looks like we did take out the Marasite either way, though, and we've got our Trans Am from the Susan coming out, cleaning up a lot of kills. Super Napalm on the point, but did not give them enough space to get the plant. So 34%, 35% is the max they were able to get, but that won't necessarily be easy to beat as we move along into our offense round. Round 2 starting off here. Now, before we even get to those bomb point plants, we do have to make our way past the waypoint, which can prove difficult on occasion. It might not necessarily be as free for us as it was for them. And they may be running that sniper again. We do see Dynames. Don't know if they have the second sniper, the GM sniper, or not. But they do have one available. And we're going to try and fight through it without any sort of super long range as we come up this corner here for the kind of foresight close range fight. Unfortunately, my repair pod does get sniped pretty quickly by that beam chakram, and I take a lot of damage here, so I do have to back up. We are running the unicorn this time instead of the heavy arms. Heavy arms can struggle a little bit on the offense as you can't really set up, although the one-arm fire on heavy arms now, ever since that last buff, is still pretty reliable, so it wouldn't necessarily be completely useless. But we are able to get around this corner after getting a couple picks. They are forced to back up. Took us a little bit longer than them, but not too long. We are still able to clean up that Mars side, even though we got our Z2R, and get that quick repair. And now we're ready to begin our push towards the bomb point plants. Hyperion Bubble already down, getting a little bit of extra damage on him. Dropping my repair pod again. Hopefully this time it doesn't get sniped. Got a little bit around that corner, so any sort of AoE might be able to get it, but otherwise it's pretty safe. Do go for the plant, and we do get it. But we're kind of being forced back here. Good beam chakram by the Susan. They're going for here. Throw my grenade in, but I see so many healthy people body blocking for that. And I decide I do have to back up because it's not going to work out. A little bit of a repeat what happened on their offense round, where we got that pretty quick plant, but they also got the disarm fast enough where it did not get us that 25% even on the board. Although for us, we don't really care so much about the 25% as we care about the 35, because anything short of that will result in a loss. We're still kind of fighting on this angle over here. I do get hooked, but he backs up around that corner after he grabs it, allowing me to get in a safe spot on the ramp wall here. A lot of them grouped up here, but the Hyperion Bubble's going. Marsai flanking a little bit. Decided to change my focus to him since there's less shields going on. Unfortunately, I think Gundam kind of threaded the needle there with that Hyper Hammer. Didn't get a big stun on anyone, and now they're all pushing in. I'm caught in the gravity from the Dynames. I am able to slip around the corner just in time. Able to take out the Pale as he chases since I have my extra pairing going on. But Susan's on me. Using all of his abilities, pops Trans Am to get a refresh on them, but thankfully Unicorn and I are able to burn him down quick enough to make that a waste. So looking a little bit free here on A. Decided to force the Hyperion to back up. Give myself a little bit more healing, but it's looking open. I decided to go for the plant. And the rest of my team is kind of positioning up for it, but a Mara side G maneuver coming in big, getting 3 of us. Right as that bomb plant was about to finish, I pop Hades, because I heard their Hades goes well. I am able to finish out the Mara side, but I come in here into basically half their team. They are able to finish me off quick and even get the repair on the Mars side there. So I'm a little bit worried at this point. I've wasted my Hades. There's only a minute and a half left. There's not really a lot of time for me to build a second one. And we still have not gotten a plant that's gone past that 25% yet. But we do have a couple G maneuvers coming up soon. We have the Beam Magnum already online, and Trans Am and Super Napalm going okay. So this time we decided to push the top here. We haven't really tried this yet. Good Beam Magnum shot, already picks up 1 kill. Susan forced to back up since he's low. I'm coming here trying to clear the angle. I guess I missed that Mars out of the corner of my eye. He does get the hook. Wall kind of saves me, but he had some backup from Unicorn. They are able to finish me off. The rest of my team cleans up the 2 of them, stopping the Susan as well. But it looks like a Pale Rider coming up the drop down there, able to take out our Z2R. We are still able to get the plant though, even if we do miss out on the revive on him. And now this is our chance. 14 seconds left. They have to make something happen quickly here. Everyone is up. Z2R and me are lagging a little bit behind, and I'm going to come up this ramp here. Mostly unexpected. Unicorn and I are duking it out. I do get the kill on them. Come around the corner. They're going for the disarm. Finish off Susan. Fire some shots on the Dynames. The Ashmar Napalm helps me out. And with that, we are able to secure the win on game number 1.
Hit the showers, gang. We're done here.
This is a domination mission.
Alright, going into game 2, the bans are a bit different this time. We banned Dom once again, but this time the enemy team decided to ban Zaku Ranged, which makes sense. This is a strong map for Zaku Ranged. It's my personal favorite map for him. So I can see why the enemy team would want to get him out of the picture, especially since I don't think they are planning on running Zaku ranged at all. At least they weren't running it game 1. And they, well, obviously aren't running it this game because they banned it. But we still banned the Dom, and they're running a double melee comp, which seems to have caught us a little bit off guard at the start here. And Zaku melee and the Suzamono. And actually, the Suzamono player, Dominus from the last game, is the Zaku melee, so they now have one of their other players on the Suzan. And, you know, I was thinking maybe they'd ban Pale in the set at some point. I thought that at the start, because I wasn't sure if they actually had a dedicated Pale player, but they do have Mr. Hockey playing on the Pale Rider. When I've normally played against him in casual matches, randomly, he's usually playing Suzan like he is this match. So, but even with him on the Suzan, they still have someone else on the Pale, so I guess they were planning on running that either way. But we are having trouble getting in still. Able to get that nice revive there. Might be able to pick up the kill on their Pale Rider here. We are able to get that. And it's looking pretty clear now. We're able to drop down, but only 4 or 5 seconds left on the point. Not a great start for us. So we're going to have to rotate quickly over to C. We're kind of all in the bottom, though, which is not ideal. We do want to get control of that high ground, potentially. And the bottom is going to be rough for us, actually, when they are running those double melees. So we want to get control of the top and then kind of deal with the melees below. One of them down there got some damage on the Zaku melee as well, but it looks like he did manage to slip away after popping that rage. Trying to get some damage on Unicorn. Pop out for a second to reload. And we're going to start fighting over the top of the point. Do get the Pale. He drops down, though, so I'm not able to finish that. Hoping no one gets to revive. Parapod just comes up now. And we're definitely in a bit of a more dominant position here, but they are contesting in that extremely early Zaku melee ult. He really was doing a lot of damage on that first point. Got the super napalm going, but he's going to be able to survive through most of that, get rage. I don't really want to drop down because I know that's his domain, and we want some people fighting on top. Get a lot on his Pale though, but the Gundam has flanked behind. I'm now fighting a 2v1. I'm kind of sandwiched. Hyper Hammer to the back does take me out. We were able to reclaim the point, though, at some point during that. They were contesting for a while, but they stepped off for a little bit. We got some kills. So the percentage is still in our favor. And C point is a hard one to retake, even though we don't have quite as much survivability as them. We do still have our Sazabi and some other beefy units, so we are able to hold it for the rest of the time. But unfortunately, that long contest period at the start means we're still lagging behind by around like 16%, and we're back to B with them in high ground control once again, which is not good for us. Trying to find a good spot here to get a good angle on them. I do have Hades available along with all of our other G maneuvers except for Super Napalm, but I hear them pop Transm up top there, and he goes in on me, able to dodge away from that since I knew he was coming. And now we're just kind of waiting it out a bit. He does pick up one kill here with help from his Gundam. I'm able to knock him down there. It's going to be a little bit risky to come in and finish him, but I hear him going for the repair. I do get it, but Marasai was waiting at the front door. Landed that G maneuver around 2 or 3 of us. And we're going to have to reset while the percentage is going up for them. A lot of time left on this point, and still a lot of our G maneuvers, but it's really going to be hard for us to push through these doorways when they have such a strong high ground hold, and their melees are doing a good job of collapsing on us as soon as we try and push in. We're going to try on this right side here. A couple of their AoE explosives go out. Force Zaku melee to pop rage early, but I run head first into Susanoo. He does go down. I'm kind of low, healing up a little bit. Trying to figure out where the combatants are actually at. We did manage to grab the point during that. I'm still having some trouble finding kills. Finally get that good angle on that Pale, but Hades is over. But it does look like we're going to be able to hold the rest of the point, and we're going to have to make our way over to A for the first A point of this map. But yeah, once again, they're kind of set up before us. This is a big struggle on this map. I'd say Thermal Plant is one of the maps that has the most contestable points, I guess. You know, domination in general has a lot of that, I'd say, compared to, you know, capture point maps. Although there is, you know, those kind of depend on the map as well. But yeah, especially C point is kind of the worst one here. A point not as bad, but we do get mostly team killed at the start again, which means the point is going to start off in their hands. And if this is going to be the last point, either way, see Zaku melee creeping up on the side here. Just decide to pop his G maneuver. We get some quick damage on him that is mostly wasted, although he did drop both Hyperion and Sazabi pretty low there. I dropped my repair pod for them. Getting a lot of damage on this Pale Rider, but he quickly dashes away. Getting a couple kills, able to focus down the Super Napalm really fast as our Susan cleans up the rest. And we do have the hold, with 30 seconds left on the clock, but as you can see, even the full duration of the point will not bring us up to their 95%, which means we gotta hold it even longer than that. And a pick there on Gundam is not a good start for us here on this fight. Pushing in, got all that armor from Unicorn, getting a lot of damage. Probably should have thrown my nade earlier while they all grouped up, even though I was getting some good shots. Now they're kind of fighting in this corner behind that pillar. I can't get a good angle on them. Take out one. Make sure to grab that health pack before someone else slips in to grab it. But they've all got so much armor still. Hyperion picks up one, but unfortunately gets wedged out by that pillar. Just trying to get the finish on all these weak people, but they're just finding angles to escape from me on. Zaku melee, gets rage again right when I'm about to kill him. Got my repair pod back up, but we're really scattered on this fight. We do get their pale. Susan comes in, deals a lot of damage, gets that armor. He does go down. I'm really low. I gotta slip out for a second. Just firing on the melee Zaku, gets him low, but he pops survive. And I do end up going down to that Marasai, as does the rest of my team. And that will be round one in favor of the enemy. All right, round two starting off a little bit different. We swapped around. We do have a heavy arms now coming out. Don't believe we had that round one. But we still can't run that Z2R as much as we want to because it's on the ban list. And our Sazabi goes down, as does my repair pod. Getting sniped by that slash from the melee Zaku right away. I am able to deny the repair on the one person we picked up, but there's a fight going on the right side here. Susan calls out the reviving. I come in and deal a lot of damage. But that slash, again, proving a problem for me, finishing me off while I was still low. If I slipped out there, I think we actually would have had a pretty good advantage since both of them were low on that side. But they got first cap again, and C point with a Zaku melee around is going to be tough to retake. We are starting to regroup a little bit. I think we're debating a little bit at this point. There is still 30 seconds left. Do we really want to try and fight back for it, or do we just want to get that early position on A if we can? And time is taking a little bit lower, and I think this is where we make the call. It's going to take us too long to get C back at this point with all the survivability they have, so we're going to rotate over to A point. We're going to see, though, you know, as we cross through B, we might be able to catch them trying to rotate over as well, maybe get a pick or two before we move over to that A point. Coming in through the lower area here. Unicorn's really low, someone did a lot of damage to them. Get that finish. Gundam sneaks up behind me, lands a couple hits and decides to back up. Looking around for a new target, but he's coming back in. Actually, I didn't even realize. Back on me once more. Get the nade kill on him. Pale Rider's kind of alone here. I'm going to wait for my reload. The rest of my team pushes in on him, and then I'm going to make my way to A point. As it's, I thought it was starting sooner, actually. I'm here a little bit earlier than I need to be, but thankfully I am able to pick up a stray Pale Rider walking around. Still give us that numbers advantage, even though we lost our Sazabi. And first point cap does go to us. First time on A point for us. I think second time in the match on the whole. I'm going to do that. Hook nearly misses me there. Heard the Trans Am activate. He comes in. Missed that beam chakram though, which is great for us. I'm taking a lot of damage. I'm getting hit in the back, getting hit in the front. I decided to hop in on these people. Hopefully my nade would come back up and I could just get some good damage before I died. Rider's low. Heavy Arms does manage to grab that health pack from him, though. And we were able to still hold the point this whole time. It's close to them taking it, as we're contesting back and forth. 20 seconds left, though. Still fighting in. I decided to pop Hades. Trying to find a good target. Firing on Unicorn. Changing my focus to Susanoo, get him finished. Doing a lot of damage to Zaku, but I'm a little bit scared to throw my nade. I've had a feeling he was going to pop survive, but he may have still had it on cooldown. I might have been able to get away with it. So not a huge Hades, but was able to help us hold the point. And we do come out tied going into the first B point. Oh, actually, it's not the first. Oh yeah, it is the first B point of this round. Putting out a lot of damage on both sides there, but they managed to slip away. We tried to go in for that Hyperion G maneuver. Got finished off. But I am able to get the repair here. Go back to firing away. And it looks like we're ahead here, but that Marsa Junior coming out. Thankfully, Gundam did not get hit by it, and he is able to take him out before I go down. Super Napalm missed a couple shots and not able to take it out before it activates. But we are on the point, and we do have the first cap. But we're a little bit spread out. They've got high ground position. Their Susan got a pick. Throwing a lot onto this Gundam here. Take one hit from the beam chakra, but not both, so I'm not slowed. I'm trying to stand by my repair pod for a bit. They actually didn't take it out. I thought they were going to destroy it there. Nice kind of flank on them. Take out the Pale. Looking kind of low. Susan's coming in on our heavy arms. He turns, fires away, and they do get that. And I think as long as they're able to stay alive, this is still a good position for him. Marsa goes down as well. And I'm going to make my way back to the point. I think we still got the numbers advantage, though, by a little bit. Mainly I can come up with Rage. I'm going to take him out. Looks like we might be able to get a repair on our Hyperion as well. And this is looking to be a strong lead for us in this second round. I don't think they have a lot of time to retake here. In fact, with how early they've been on most points, they may already be starting to rotate. We're going to be heading over to A now as well. We're probably going to be a bit late with them already having set up a defense. Got that high ground spot there. We heard the Marsa hook go off and missed. Hellrider nearly slips away. No sign of the melees quite yet. As we come in onto the point here, it looks like they're going to push the right side. All of them on our sides. We manages to slip out. But we're kind of divided here. Do check out Melee Zaku, but I'm low myself. Just seeing how long I can live. And I do die as I try and slip around that pillar. Susan's still alive, getting a lot of damage. He does almost go down there to heavy arms. Looks like he is going to live to continue that fight. And we're going to see if we can regroup, get back in on this point. This is going to be the last point again, ending on A point, but this time we have the lead, not them. But our G maneuver situation isn't the best. Only got the heavy arms and the Sosby G maneuver up right now, but a couple are close to coming up. Trying to get around this angle, but that Marsa is watching it, and I really don't want to get hooked. Having a hard time healing up here since my repair pod is already down. Gundam's pushing up. Take some shots at him, which interrupts my passive healing. Again, I decided to pop Hades, but I'm at half HP. This is pretty risky. A lot of low health people trying to focus which targets I can. I actually end up getting 3 of them before going down to Melee Zaku. It's finished off by Sosby. And a team kill coming out there. Super Napalm picked up a kill along with Sosby and Susan. And extra time is running out with that team kill. No one is going to spawn up in time. And that's round 2 in our favor, tying up 1-1. We're going to have to go into round 3 for the second map. All right, final round of game 2 here. Starting off on A again. Doesn't look like there's much of a change to team comps overall. I think they're still using mostly the same that they've had. They've already got set up on that right side in that health pack. And our Hyperion does go down. We might be able to get the revive here. I'm putting down my repair pod just to make sure. And Zaku coming in close. Does manage to slip away while I was reloading, unfortunately. We really want this right side to get a nade on Susanoo. He walks right in front of that, some good damage. But I think they're doing a better job of poking us out with that piercing damage from their Susanoo and the Melee Zaku. Forced to back up once again, even though he's low. We do get Melee Zaku, but we're down. Actually, we're actually ahead in people right now. 3 of them are dead. Marsa just respawned. This is looking like it could go in our favor. Not able to get that repair, though. A little bit late on that. Just Hellrider on the point, even though some of the others are coming in and shooting me from the side. We are able to take him out, and we are able to get the recap. I'm just going to play safe for a bit here while I try and heal back up. I'm going to not use that repair pack just in case I need it again, but it's looking pretty quiet now. And I think we catch on that they're doing a very early rotate to see how far away it is. Even though we caught on with 10 seconds to spare, we are still going to be late to that. We are able to get the full rest of the cap on A point, which only puts us about 8% behind. Try and I'll push up the front ramp here. Send some shots on Unicorn, but then I start landing the headshots. Almost kill him. Zono comes in. Sosby gets an incredible flick axe on him. I actually watched that from his perspective after the matches were over. And that was a really good stun. So both the melees are down. We're going to make our way in. Sosby unfortunately gets taken out by that sweeping melee from Marasai. I want to heal up here, but my prayer pod's not back up yet. And the hook comes online just in time for him to finish me off. And even though my team cleans up, they had to move off the point to get that. And the enemy team has the first cap on C, which, as we've seen, is going to be difficult for us to take back. A lot of the G maneuvers are coming up now. Zaku may have his already, though, since he's been doing pretty good. I'm just trying to slip away here behind. He gets a headshot on our Susan, but I take him out. And I'm able to get the repair. We've almost got the point capped back, but I think the problem here right now is that all of us are low ground. So even though we're cleaning up kills really fast here, one of them is just chilling up top. Might be that Marasai, preventing us from getting the cap. Come up here to check out and see what's happening. But now they've dropped below. The Marasai is dead. And I hope the rest of my team can handle that while I shut down the front door with Sazbi. We get a quick kill on that Pale Rider. And the rest of them back up. And we are able to reclaim a bit of time at the end of C there. But still, the lead has widened, with them gaining another almost 40% over us. But for once, we have high ground on B to start. At least part of the high ground. Actually, did not mean to slip down there. I was trying to dodge those shots, but I fell off the high ground. We are able to get Susan, though. And it looks like our Super Napalm killed the Melee Zaku, even though he is going to get repaired. Waiting for the point to go live. You can see them creeping on that left side. You get hit by that slash there. B Magnum's coming out. A lot of us are lined up here. I throw a nade preemptively to try and prevent them coming through. See some stuff happening on the other high ground, but Unicorn has pushed up very aggressively, claimed the high ground, and actually ended up doing a ton of damage. Followed up by the spin to win from the Melee Zaku, and we're getting cleaned up pretty bad there. Only a couple of us still alive. Sazbi goes down, and it's just Hyperion, who I think may have just respawned. And even though we got that first cap on B, it does go in their favor. Had to use a few G maneuvers for it, though. But it's already down to 25 coming up here. Try to see if we want to reclaim. There's Gundam, but I get shots on Unicorn's side. They'll go ahead and pop Hades after that kill is confirmed. Someone's contesting. Find out it's Pale Rider. He's doing a good job juking my shots. Took me a lot longer to kill him than I would have liked. But I get the kill on Gundam. Both the melees on me. I get Susanoo, trying to slip away from Melee Zaku, and he goes down as well. And we have reclaimed it. But they're at 95%, so we stopped it from going into overtime on B, but in a sense, that kind of backfired on us, because when we finally claimed it there, we could have built up a good amount of percent in the overtime, since it would have been B for the remainder of the game. But since it's now swapped to C, even though we won the fight, we only got a little bit of percentage off of it. And now we've got to claim all of that percentage on C, which will take us, I think, the whole point plus a bit extra. We can hold that long. Both the melees on the left side here getting some damage with the nade. We clean up one of them, but I'm back on the point because I do not want the enemy team to get first cap. So even though my team is fighting down on that bottom left side, I have to make sure we get some percentage here. Start off. Do get hooked. Die, but in a safe spot. So it's not too big a deal here. As far as G maneuvers go, I think Marasai probably has his back. Melee Zaku spin is probably still down. Beat Magnum probably not up again next yet. But we'll have to see what else they have. We've only got... we just popped the Super Napalm, I believe. Don't know if that did too much there. Not even sure if it detonated. I didn't see it get killed on the kill feed, though. But they're pushing in there. I think the Marasai Jr. came out and focused on that Unicorn. But two melees on top of me, including a Trans Am Susan. He does go down there, but I think he's actually getting in a spot where he can get repaired. I'm so low, I gotta back up. And the extra time has started. No one left alive. And with that, Majestic Marauders is able to claim the win on map number 2, bringing the series to 1-1, tied up going into Game 3.
This is a point capture mission.
We start our third and final match of the series on Harbor City. The Sazbi band has returned, along with our Dom band, which we've done all 3 matches. So makes sense. We are running Z2R here, but this can be a bit of a rough map for Zaku Ranged, especially this first area where a lot of long sight lines. If you can get in kind of the city area, though, it gets a little bit more close quarters, and then you can kind of pop off. But we are definitely going to be trying to get in those situations, because we are not playing the range game here. You can see we're not running any snipers. Enemy team is running a Dynamis and that turn A, while we only have the turn A. They've also got that Mahiru, which, as everyone knows, is pretty strong on the second point. Maybe a little bit harder to make it work here, especially now that we've at least temporarily pushed past the choke. See Mahiru kind of alone over here, but turn A landing a lot of shots. I was not expecting him to zone in on me with the nades that quickly. I wasn't quite ready. Died in a really bad spot up on top of that building, so my team was not able to get the repair where they otherwise might have. But even though we're losing people here, we are still kind of keeping the space we have. They haven't really reclaimed this corner, although they do have the sniper covering it the whole time. But yeah, we're going to see if we can make this work. We were floating the idea of running a sniper, but we decided they were going to try and force the closer range engagements so we get by without it. And turn A can do a little bit of counter sniping, but if he's up against their turn A and enemies at the same time, that will be rough for him. We're getting around the corner here. We kind of getting into that close range type of area that I was talking about. And repair pod against some space. Dynamics up top there. Going to land some headshots on him, and he does go down. Going to push up a bit to make sure they don't get the repair. I think we get Mahiru as well, but he does slip off that edge there where turn A is hanging out. Hyperion goes flying by me, flipped by our turn A. Gifted us the kill there. Picking up a few more kills. They are repairing the turn A we knocked down, but I figure Marsa is a bigger target since we really don't want anyone getting hooked. Turn A is backing up here with the nano skin, but we're all aiming down on them right now. And that is going to be the last kill we need to begin taking point A. And I don't think, they're a little bit staggered on the respawns, but I don't think anyone is going to be here in time to contest. So we're going to go ahead and push forward and see if we can claim some space here. Now this is where the true battle may start. Dynami is probably less effective now, but Mahiru more effective generally at this choke point. And without the Sosby shield, we're pretty reliant on Hyperion to make our way through these choke points. Z2R may be able to slip through, but even then, it's going to be hard to get. There's a lot of distance to cover before you really get to any sort of safe space, so we're going to have to push in with him if he does do that. Some damage on enemies, force him to back up. Keeping an eye out for that Marseille hook on the right side. Do actually knock down turn A. I'm debating here. I decide to push in to see what I can do about it, but they do get their repair up, and I do have to drop back, especially after getting shot again there, dropping me down to 200 HP. Not able to get a repair, but we're starting to make some progress here. Getting a lot of them low on the right side. I decide not to push in too aggressively though, and it works out. Marseille uses G maneuver and stuns my two teammates, but not me. I'm able to clean up and also get the repair. But now the nade spam is coming, and we're over in our little corner. Tasted my repair pod immediately, but we're going to force the Mahiru to back up, and they do go down. A lot of G movers available, not quite on the butterfly yet, but we do have everything else except for the super napalm, which we already used. Not sure what they have. Their turn A was doing a lot of damage on point A. Don't know how much they've done so far after that, if they have their butterfly ready yet. But this Hyperion G maneuver coming out scoops up at least 3, maybe more, along with an Ashmore punch coming there and getting someone else, and we're just stacking on the point. I'm saving Hades, because if they do have that butterfly, I want to be able to gun it out of the sky. We've also got a butterfly of our own. We hear the G maneuver start activating. Our butterfly goes up, and Mahiru G maneuver is firing those nades, bouncing over near me, and there comes the butterfly. Seeing what I can do to aim it down, but all of my shots are hitting the legs. Taking a while. I do manage to take it out before I'm taken out by the Hades of their own. But that looks like a team wipe. No repair for me, but it doesn't matter. The rest of my team is able to stay on the point. And that was a very successful push to claim that second point in round 1. All right, on the defense now for what may be the final round of this series. And we are still not running the sniper. So we're going to see if we can force him kind of push into our little hallway over here on the mountainside. They've got double sniper, actually, this time on the offense. So definitely going to want to avoid long-range combat where we can. We're actually a little bit spread out, though. Makes sense, I think, Z2R to be over in the city side. We don't want him to do too much of a push there. Do get the hook on our turn A, but thankfully the mountain saves him a little bit, and he's able to get back. And we're repairing again. Nemesis is watching that there. Yeah, the 3 of us in this corner, I think, are in a good spot as long as the rest of our team kind of collapse if they decide to push it. Because if they do push, unless they're pushing the mountainside, or sorry, the city side area over there, they will probably be pushing into us first. So we are the most vulnerable. But we got the shields and the repairs, both my repair pod and turn A with the nano skin. But it looks like the push is coming. Okay, some good damage on him, and unfortunately get the hook on one of us. I try to jump away from that turn A, but the grab just barely grabs my feet. But you can see they're a lot of them really low over here, but our team is having trouble collapsing. And even all those low health people, you can see Pale Rider, Hyperion, Dynamis, even Marsai, all of them were low there, but I think we are a little bit too spread out, and they are going to be able to clean up a couple more on our team and begin to push into A point. Ashmar trying to fly away, gets sniped out of the sky, doesn't quite make it over that wall. At the same time, our Z2 are also going for a swim, but that doesn't matter too much. We've got some time before the push begins. But yeah, at this point, there's not really anything we can do to fight at A. Their snipers are going to be watching the bridge, and we're just going to have to see what we can do to prevent them from pushing through B point. Hopefully, their turn A didn't get too much damage in that attack, so we don't have to worry about a butterfly for a little bit, because you can see I'm not even at 50% yet, so if the butterfly comes over that wall, I'm going to be without my Hades to try and take it down quick. And other than me, we pretty much need a really good placed Ashmar punch to take that out quickly. So really gotta hope we can get those things online before it happens. We do have our first G maneuver available, but so far they're still sticking with the double sniper, which is a lot harder to make work after the first point. And we're just kind of calling to our team here. Nobody look at peak sight lines if you don't have to. We want to build our G maneuver when we can, but don't do anything unsafe. We're just kind of hoping we'll force them to eventually push in. We'll be at a massive disadvantage with the double sniper. Hyperion occasionally poking in with the bubble, since he doesn't have to worry about getting sniped, and we can take a chance to fire some shots off during that. So just waiting. I think their dynamics G maneuver happened. We're just waiting that out. Firing a couple shots. Nearly gets both our turn A and our Gundam. So I'm thinking they may push here. Start to come around the corner a little bit. Our Hyperion is still recharging his shield, and here they come, grouping up in that corner. Get a nade on him. Ashmar punch comes in and pushes them all together in a big group there. That's 4 of them down. Dynamis does get a shot on one of us. Turn A goes down, though, and it's just him alive. We're not worried about him pushing the 4 of us alone, and I call that a successful hold. Still no Hades for me, though. So I have to see if the butterfly comes soon. We do have a butterfly of our own, but that is it, and we used our punch. We were kind of thinking, do we want to save the punch for the butterfly, since we have no other options right now, but we did ultimately decide to use it there. It did work out well. We got that team kill, but now if the butterfly comes out, we may be caught without an option to deal with it. I'm still trying to take what poke damage I can here to get that Hades. They're pushing this corner again. Hyperion G maneuver scoops up 3, and we finish off the Gundam as well. Once again, it's just 2 of them remaining, Turn A and Dynamis, so the group that's not going with the ball push. Turn A kind of cornered here all alone. Even if they do have butterfly, that's not going to be able to amount to much. Even if they team wipe us there, it'll just be 1 on the point. So they probably have it now, but decide to save it makes sense. Our turn A of our own, unfortunately falling off the edge though, so we won't have the butterfly right away, but we got a little bit of time before they start to push. And my Hades is available now. Looks like they're coming in, pushing that corner again. And what damage we can. Pop Hades as the butterfly comes in. This time I'm not shooting the legs, and you see they die a lot faster when you're not getting those leg damage shots the whole time. Managed to finish off the Pale Rider as well. Only one left is their Hyperion. I come in here to help out Z2R, and with that, we do get our team kill. Although I think we did not finish off the Hyperion, so yep, they are going to get repaired by the Dynamis, but it's not a huge deal either way. But we did have time where we probably could have finished that off and delayed them a little bit longer. Yeah, time is ticking down, and we're just doing a really good job of forcing them to take these close-range engagements where they push around that corner into our Hyperion, where we're much more favored. They have dropped one of the snipers for the Gundam, so they've got a little bit better team fighting potential when not fighting just at range. And they've also got the Unicorn now. After that butterfly finished, they just realized they would not have enough time to charge up another one and decided to go for the Unicorn to help with their team fight. And they're pushing through a little bit here. They've got us kind of spread out, but they're also not grouped up too well either. Let's see if we can finish off this Unicorn. We do. And the Gundam goes down at the same time, and we're still holding this corner. Don't know if they have a Marsai ult at all yet. I mean, they would have had it charged by now, but I don't know if we've seen it used at all. See here a little bit of an interesting situation where Dynamis does the double gravity. Does one, I'll pop their G maneuver and does another. Almost caught me off guard there, but we got our own butterfly coming out. Actually gets taken out of the sky pretty quickly by the Dynamis G maneuver, but still forced them to back up. They're pushing it on me a little bit in the corner here. Get the Gundam, get a couple more. And here comes the Hyperion going for a desperation G maneuver just to fly across the map to try and touch the point. The time is ticking down, and that is the end. We are able to secure the win on the 3rd map, ending the series 2-1 in our victory as we remain undefeated going into week 3.